Hi, I'm Gary from Golden Lotus Studio, and I'd love to talk with you today about what do you do with your neuroses? I know. You probably don't have any neuroses. It's just me. I have so many. So before we get into neuroses, here's a fun thing. In my creative process, in my work, in my daily life, in my teaching, I love to introduce some element of chance so that I'm surprised and so that I get to respond and have a new opportunity. So some ways to introduce chance obviously are flipping coins to make decisions, throwing the I Ching, drawing a tarot card. You could flip to a random page in a book. I have these cool little compassion cards from Pema Chodron that have ancient Lojong Buddhist teachings on them. They give me something to respond to. They give me a way to look at a particular situation or a song or something creative in my life in a new way, a new context. So why not? It's win-win, right? Why not try it out? Check it out. Let me know how it goes. But I want to talk today about this one that I pulled just recently. It says, train in the 3 difficulties. The 3 difficult practices are, number 1, to recognize your neurosis as neurosis. 2, then not to do the habitual thing, but to do something different to interrupt the neurotic habit. And 3, to make this practice a way of life. Mic drop. Thank you, Pema Chodron. How many times in our creative process, or sitting down with our DAWs, or even thinking about when am I going to be creative, or what am I going to do with that song, or I should be doing more social media posts to promote my upcoming release. How many times do we get stuck in a cycle of thought that's not so helpful? We could call it neurosis, or we could just call it not helpful, but it's a cycle and it's a pattern. What do the teachings tell us? These ancient teachings tell us the same thing that modern neuroscience tells us. Interrupt the pattern, do something different. So as soon as I got that card, one of the things that I did differently was I turned to music. I turned to my streaming service. I happen to use Apple Music. And I let it suggest to me a new random song. And it turns out, in this case, that new random song transformed my mood. It's a song called Joy to You Baby by Josh Ritter that came out 10 years ago. I don't know, can we play it in the background? Do we have the rights to that? Check with legal. This is what it looks like when I'm listening to it. If I make the assumption that whatever is suggested to me through their algorithms that are not random but have some random aspect to them, whatever is suggested to me is the perfect thing, then there's a new opportunity. There's an interruption. There's a way to do things differently right there. And what's more, I'm connecting with music right away. So are we ready yet to go on to step 3? Make this practice a way of life. Maybe right now, jot down 7 ways that you can interrupt your neurotic thought whenever it comes up. 7 fun ways. 9. Can you make 9 fun ways? What if I play my guitar with my non-dominant hand? That's going to interrupt all thought patterns. It's going to sound weird, man. I could try and sing a childhood song 1 word at a time backwards. What are some other ways you can use music to interrupt neurotic patterns? This habitual thinking might arise while you're working on music, so make it something fun. Just brainstorm. How many did I say? 13? Brainstorm 19 ways that you can interrupt your habitual neurotic thinking patterns and do something new so that you can make this a way of life. You can know that this whole musical vocation, this whole creative commitment we have, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So how do you keep it going? How do you keep it fun? How do you keep it alive? How do you keep your ego from taking over? Let me know in the comments how this is working for you. What ways do you interrupt habitual destructive thinking patterns? And as always, you're invited to join us in the songmaking community over at goldenstudio.com.